Hi guys, today I'm gonna talk about heroic units in StarCraft 2 co-op and what do they mean for the game. In versus mode there is only one heroic unit, and that's Protoss Mothership, and it wasn't heroic for a long time. It was actually one of the last balance patches, I think when Blizzard was still actively working on StarCraft, that Mothership got heroic attribute to actually stop the infestors of being able to snatch it. Before that, infestors were able to neural parasite the Mothership. In co-op, however, there are multiple heroic units, and that heroic attribute mostly means that they are either immune to some spells and abilities used on enemy units, or uh, they have milder effect on them. Also, they have some specific interactions with some mutators. First of all, which are heroic units? Let's start with Amon's heroes. So, Amon's heroes are all hybrids. Race-specific top-tier units, those are Protoss Mothership, Terran Sovereign Battlecruiser aka Loki, and Zerg Brutalisk and Leviathan. All special infested on Dead of Night. Those are Hunterlings, Chokers, Kaboomers, Spotters, and Stanks. And we have mission objectives that are units, constructs on Cradle of Death and Lock and Load. Void Thrashers on both maps they appear on. The Archangel on Void Thrashing, Trains on Oblivion Express and Part and Parcel, Mobius Hybrids on Part and Parcel, Elementals on Chain of Ascension, Shuttles on Void Launch, Virophage on Dead of Night, Molten Salamander on Vermilion, Pirate Ships on Rifts to Korhal, Blightbringer and the Eradicators on Minor Evacuation. And finally, we have unique units that come with mutators, Heroes of the Storm, Heroes from the Storm, all 9 of them of course, Killbots, Boombots and Propagators. And I think Turking in Turkish Shot Mutator that appeared on Oblivion Express is also heroic. Void Reanimators are not heroic. Okay, so, except the units, some structures are also heroic, and those are mission objectives. Zenith Stones on Temple of the Past, Suppression Towers on Mild Warfare, those things that hold Belshir gliders captive on missed opportunities, Void Shards on Rift to Korhal, and Void Slivers on Site of Amon. Also, structures that slivers spawn, Dead Greek crystals and void rifts are heroic too, and void rifts in a mutator are also heroic. Okay, so what's the effect of being heroic for Amon? Kerrigan's immobilization wave stuns enemies, but heroic units are only slowed. P1 Swan Heavy Weapon Specialist laser is really good because it slows all enemies by 70%, heroic or non-heroic without difference. So it's good against the Propagator. It's even good to slow down heroes from the Storm. Even slows down shuttles on Void Launch. Vorazun's abilities, Dark Coil, Confusion and Mind Control do not affect heroic units. Disruption Web and Stasis Ward do affect them. Only P2 Warzone with the Siphon can use the abilities on heroic units, all the abilities except Mind Control. Heroic units actually cannot be mind controlled by anything, by Warazons or Zeratl's Dark Archons, Carax's Energizers, Vega or Alexander. Avatur's Vipers cannot abduct heroic units. In versus mode, Mothership can still be abducted despite being heroic unit. In co-op, heroic units cannot be abducted by Vipers. That's why it's good that Void Reanimators are not heroic, because you can you can abduct them into a pre-made cage so they can't escape, and then you have all 4 of them caged. New ones won't spawn unless you kill those caged ones, of course, because maximum number of void reanimators that can exist on the map at the same time is 4. Han and Horner's strike fighters do 200 damage to units and 100% bonus damage to structures, but only to non-heroic structures, and that's why you need only 1 strike with the napalm payload researched to kill infested structures on Dead of Night, but you have 2 shots to kill a Void Rift, despite both having 500 HP. Zerathul's Void Suppression Crystal slows enemy units by 70%, but heroic units are only slowed by 35%. Avatar of Essence demotes enemies in the range of 9 into lower evolutionary form. Heroic units, however, cannot be demoted, so they are slowed instead by 50%. We also have some mutator interacting with Amon's heroic units. You have evasive maneuvers mutator that causes enemies to blink away when they first receive damage, and it affects only non-heroic units, so heroic units are immune to that, which is actually pretty good for commanders. Hardened Will is a mutator designed specifically for heroic units, or better to say, for their interaction with non-heroic units. So when any of their non-heroic comrades are nearby within the range of 6, heroic units will get Hardened Shield, reducing all incoming damage to a maximum of 10. Inspiration is also that kind of mutator, but it buffs non-heroic units when heroic units are within 5 range, increasing their armor by 3 and attack speed by 25%. Moment of Silence is triggered by heroic units when they die. It will silence all your units in the range of all commanders' units in range of 8 around heroic unit that died for 12 seconds, disabling their attacks and abilities. Mutually Assured Destruction is triggered only by hybrids, not other heroic units. Keep that in mind. Okay, so those are Amon's heroes. Now we go to Commander heroes, and which are Commander heroic units. So those are all hero commanders, of course. Kerrigan, Zagara, Alarak, Nova Phoenix, the Haka, Zeratul, Gary, and Tychus, including all Tychus' outlaws. And we also have Raynor Stop Bars, Hyperion and Duskwings, Swan's Warbots, the Ares, Zagara's Hunter Killers, Vorazun's Shadow Guard, Abatur's Ultimate Evolutions, Brutalisk and Leviathans, Alarak's Mothership, Stukov's Stop Bars, Apocalypse and Alexander, Phoenix AI Champions, all 6 of them, the Haka's 3 pack leaders, Zerathul's Avatars, and Legion Commanders, Zoraya, Telbrus, and Sordath. Han and Horner have a unit called Sovereign Battlecruiser too, but that's not Loki and it's not heroic. Artifact trucks on Cradle of Death are also heroic. Now the effects. Interesting thing is, and I don't know if it's actually a bug, that Amon's battlecruisers can't Yamato heroic units, or they simply just never do that. On the other hand, when you play Raynor or Mengsk, you can Yamato any unit or structure. Also, if you steal Amon's battlecruiser, you can also Yamato anything with them. Amon's Vipers can't abduct heroic units, just as Abatur's Vipers can't. Hybrid Destroyers can't use their Graviton Prison ability on heroic units. And I have one map specific thing on the side of Amon, that grip crystals cannot grab heroic units. As of mutator interactions, we have some mutators that are less harmful for heroic units, and Some that are more harmful. Okay, let's start with less harmful first. The effects of fear. Mutator lasts for 10 seconds, but only for 5 seconds for heroic units. Graviton Beam in the power of overwhelming mutator can be cast on heroic units. And also we have temporal field mutator that has milder effect on heroic units. Non-heroic units caught in temporal field get their movement, attack, ability cooldown and energy regeneration reduced to only 1% of original speed. So they are practically disabled, but heroic units get slowed only by 50%, so only to half of their original speed. We also have two mutators that get worse effect on heroic units. So those are lava bursts. Lava bursts deal 40 DPS, 40 damage per second, or 56 DPS to armored units. To heroic units, however, they deal damage in percentage of their health, 24% per second. So it means that no matter how much HP a unit has, it will die in little more than 4 seconds of exposure. And as heroic units are all pretty much high HP units, it harms them a lot more than 56 DPS would. For example, we have the Kron in Primal Contender Prestige. That's the highest HP unit players of all commanders have on their disposition. With and with the 56 DPS, it would take almost 3 minutes to kill them. But this way it dies. The Kron does in just over 4 seconds of exposure to lava burst. We also have a transmutation mutator. Now, how this mutator works is that when Amon's units deal damage to players' units, they have a chance to transmute into higher tier units, and there are 10 tiers of units. The chance in percentage is counted as damage dealt divided with number 2. So if, for example, Amon's units deals 20 damage per attack, per hit, it has 10% chance of transmuting with each attack. And if it does transmute, it will go 1 tier up. If it kills player's unit, however, it will transmute, it's 100% chance, and it will go up as many tiers as the killed unit is worth. For example, if a tier 5 Amon's unit kills a tier 2 player's unit, it will transmute into tier 7 unit. Heroic units, however, are all considered top tier units, so each time Amon's unit kills player's heroic unit, it will become either a hybrid behemoth or hybrid dominator. Those two are top tier 10 units. So even if a marine or Zergling kills your heroic unit, it will become a top tier hybrid. Okay, that's it for this video, guys. I hope I didn't forget anything. If I forgot something, I'll add it in some of my next videos. I hope you enjoyed it and that you've learned something useful. So like and subscribe if you liked it. I make videos on daily basis, so a lot of useful stuff you can learn. Thanks for watching and see you next time.